I don't really give a f about your CG is bad, boo-hoo, Trigun is ruined comments if you haven't watched either Hoseki no Kuni or Beastars by Studio Orange. Please, don't continue watching this video because even though I read every comment on this channel, I will not read yours. This video is spoiler free but will contain visuals from the following series. Trigun Stampede is the new anime airing this winter 2023 from Studio Orange. From the words of Yashiro Naito, the original Trigun anime from 1998 was excellent, so anything else can be considered a bonus, and you as a viewer can take it the same way. If this is your first look at the series, Trigun Stampede serves as a reboot of the series, so you don't need to watch the older entries. If you grew up watching Trigun on TV in the 2000s, you can watch the first episode, maybe hate on the CG, hate on the character designs, and drop it. That's totally valid too, because this isn't a sequel, and if you want to cherish that previous anime, all the power to you. If you're like me, who had friends recommend the original Trigun, but only really recently watched the OG anime, as well as read Trigun, and are really curious to what Orange has been cooking up instead of Hoseki no Kuni Season 2, then you can watch Stampede with the mindset that this entry may serve as a stepping stone for the sequel for the Lustrous. So why even a reboot? Well, the 1998 version of the anime had very little to work with, as it only had access to this amount of material, Trigun Maximum, which although the title change is not actually a sequel but a continuation of the Trigun manga at a different magazine, reached its conclusion in 2007, and a Badlands movie and manga attached to that movie came out in 2010, which I haven't seen at the time of this recording but will before the release of the new anime. With all of this full scale of material that can be drawn and incorporated into Trigun Stampede. Each version of Trigun has its own merit. The manga utilizes small panels that cut and show us Vash's expressions in those meaningful moments, like in this one spread. The anime has so much filler, obviously, because of the amount of material given over the amount of episodes greenlit, but that filler frames the way we view Vash. If you went into the 1998 version as your first experience, or first entry into the series, like I did, Cynic Clinic explains this phenomenally in his video, so check it out if you are interested about the filler and the context of the filler for the Trigun series. With Stampede, we don't really know how it will shape the viewing experience of Vash as a character, who I have grown to love immensely, but we can make some educated guesses based on the staff that will be working on the project that has been disclosed so far. Producer Katsuhiro Takai stated that Kenji Muto was approached for two reasons to be the director. One, he used to draw and likes American comics, which has a strong connection to Trigun as a series, and two, his storyboards execute the drama through action, which has a strong correlation with Trigun as well. And looking at his most recent work that I've seen myself, this is very evident that Muto is a perfect fit for Trigun Stampede. Beastars Episode 4, which Muto storyboarded, utilizes the concept of a shining star in the darkness when it comes to Luis and Legoshi, and the fight scene for that episode is filmed to the brim with thematic context to the play, the characters involved, and the story at large. And for those who have seen both Beastars and Trigun, you can actually make a really strong parallel between Vash and Legoshi in terms of this episode 4. Muto also was the storyboard for Hoseki no Kuni's episodes 3, 6, 7, 10. All of these episodes focus on running sequences and a fixation on loss and the way that these fights are framed, which are a staple to the early stage of Hoseki no Kuni. The anime in general for Hoseki no Kuni expands on the manga's material so well, but you can make that claim across the entire anime and not just the episodes that Muto was in charge of. Although this is Muto's first series directorial debut, I'm excited to see what the team that he has curated for Stampede, with a color design by Hashimoto Satoshi, who has done the color design for icons like Perfect Blue and other Satoshi Kon's works, to more recent series like Heike Monogatari and Sunny Boy in 2021, and even Vinland Saga Season 2, which will air in the same season as Trigun Stampede. Studio Orange has continued to dominate in the space of CG anime since Hoseki no Kuni and will continue to do so. Instead of getting upset that there is no Hoseki no Kuni Season 2 for 2023, we can look at it in a more positive light of the team wanting to explore their creativity with the human models of Stampede and how this will shape Hoseki's anime future down the line. And although I wish I could go into more staff, but I'll just wait for episode directors and storyboarders to be announced as the episodes go on during its weekly run. I will be doing weekly episode analysis that will only focus on the new Stampede anime material. Then once the entire season of the franchise is completed, we can go back and look at the differences across versions. So I hope you will join me in January. Peace.